Welcome to Call of the Wild. We're here.
What are you doing?
I'm doing the intro for Call of the Wild.
We talked about this. That's not what we mean by wild.
Fine.
Can I have my phone back, please?
Yeah, whatever.
Thank you.
Well, it turns out they're both right. Welcome to Call of the Wild. But it may not be the kind of wild you were expecting. You might have been thinking to yourself, well, wilderness, that's wild, or a jungle, right? The wild animals, crazy monsters, those kind of things that are wild, you know, your little brother or sister, wild stuff. And at first that is kind of what we were thinking, but then when we thought about it, we thought, you know, the last little while, for the last few months, things have been pretty wild just generally. Mm-hmm. You know, a few months ago, suddenly we all had to stay home. We couldn't go to school, you couldn't play with your friends, you couldn't do anything, you couldn't even go to a movie, you had to stay home. And that's pretty wild. Yeah. And then people were getting sick, and that's pretty wild, and kind of sad too. And then the longer it went on, it got kind of scary. And on top of all of that, while all that was happening, there seems to be so many people in the world that are so angry with each other. Yeah. And there's so much confusion and scariness and difference and change, and also those are the kind of things we want to talk about this week. That's what we mean by wild. Yeah. So this week is going to go kind of the way we normally would do our summer program if we were able to be all together, which sadly we can't. But we're going to try and do the same kind of thing. And so we'll have some crafts, and there's a great story. We got some songs and some activities and things that you can do. And this involves a bunch of people who've been able to make this happen. So this is because of Rising Spirit Ministry, which is Bashaw United Church, and Lori, who's here, and Pinocchio United Church, and Brielle, and you'll see Brielle a little bit later too, and 6 Ways from Sunday, which is our online community. So because of them, but we're also, in Pinocchio, we're also partners with St. Mary's Anglican Church, and so you'll see Trina from there as well this week. And on top of that, we also have lots of people helping us from Bashan District Support Services. Special shout out to Tegan and Emily and Georgia and Bryn and Jared and Nate for all of the stuff that they've done to help us put this together this week. And you wouldn't be able to see any of this at all if it weren't for Graham. And you won't see Graham because he's the guy who's running all this stuff so that you can see us. So thanks to all of those people for everything they've done.
Hey, what about me?
You're not real.
What?
I'm just imagining you. You're
What?
not real. I am scared of puppets, and I'm just imagining you.
I am real.
Okay, you're real.
Okay.
Okay, and this is Cowgirl Claire.
Yeah.
She's going to be helping us out too.
Woo, woo. It's all right. It's all right.
Are you touching me?
I'm touching you. I'm touching you.
Fine. It's a good thing you live at our house, because otherwise you'd have to do the 6 feet thing. Every day we have a theme song. We got a theme song for the week, in fact, and it's an awesome... When we started thinking about what things are wild and what we could do about that, one of the things about that is that we always want to be reminding you as we talk about the different things this week, which are going to be... We're going to talk about fear and hate. We're going to talk about equity, which is making sure everything's fair for everybody. We're going to talk about grief and sadness, and we're also going to talk about difference. diversity, how different things are in the world. We're going to talk about all those things. But we got a theme song for all of those things that remind us that whatever we have to deal with, no matter how wild it is, it reminds us that God is always there. Mm-hmm. God is that love, that energy, that life that helps us get through everything. Even whether we're happy, whether we're sad, whatever's going on, God is always there. And we're going to learn about that this week. And so we got a great song that's called I Can Feel You Near Me, God. You might also know it as the thing that you can do while you're singing it, which is jump for joy. Here's Ben and his family to help us sing Jump for Joy.
Yay!
I can feel you near me, God, I can feel you near. Yes, I know you're with me, God, I feel you here. I can feel you near me, God, I can feel you near. Yes, I know you're with me, God, heaven is here. And I'll jump for joy, I'm singing hallelujah. Jump for joy for you. I will jump for joy, I'm singing hallelujah. Jump for joy for you. I can feel you loving me, yes, I know you care. God, I know you're loving me always, everywhere. I can feel you loving me, yes, I know you care. God, I know you're loving me, I know you're there. And I'll jump for joy, I'm singing hallelujah. Jump for joy for you. I will jump for joy, I'm singing hallelujah. Jump for joy for you.
So today, we're going to talk about fear today. That's our theme. Really?
Yeah,
Am I that scary?
you are scary.
You know what? You're scary too. Fear. It's not just about being scared of things you can see, like, ridiculous puppets. Sometimes it's things that you imagine, sometimes that you think you see, but they're not really there. Sometimes it's the darkness. Sometimes it's, there's just so many things to be scared of.
Yeah.
And the thing about that is, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's absolutely okay
Yeah.
to be scared. It depends on what you do with that, though. And so here's Brielle and Harmony to talk about fear a little bit and to give us an exercise, a thing that we can do to remind us to trust when we're afraid.
So,
Fear.
What's fear, Harm?
Fear is a sort of thing called I'm scared, I'm nervous, I'm so scared.
Yeah.
That's the thing about fear.
That is the thing about fear. Harmony, what are you afraid of?
I'm afraid of a big bad wolf.
You're afraid of the big bad wolf. Okay.
I'm scared of thunder.
Thunder is scary. Yeah, you have fear.
And I have problems
Okay.
with streaming.
Yeah.
Bad streaming.
Yeah, you have bad dreams.
So, let's talk about fear. Fear is the thing about scared and worried.
Yeah.
Now, if you see a thunder flash but right by your window, maybe, and the lights are all off, and the lights doesn't work, try maybe just get a flashlight if you're okay and all safe.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe if there's like thunder, a tornado, go somewhere else. That's what I'll do.
So are these like strategies for being afraid?
Yeah.
Nice. What else can you do that's really simple if you're afraid?
Maybe go upstairs and like cuddle in your blankets for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Harm?
Yeah.
What else can you do if you're afraid? Can you maybe go talk
About it? Oh yeah.
with...
A person.
What person do you think is a good choice?
Well, a bad guy? Pretty not.
Yeah, not a bad guy. Who would you pick?
No strangers.
No?
No kids. Well,
Why?
maybe just your sister. Because it's just a good saying because hers and
I think what you're trying to say is that you want to talk about your fears with somebody that you
love.
and trust.
Yes.
Good job.
Not like a bad guy.
Yeah, ma'am.
Bad guys are weird. Trust fall.
Trust fall. Today we are talking about fear. And this activity is called the trust fall.
Yeah.
We have done this in Sunday program a few different times, but it's a great activity to understand, to have trust in yourself that you'll be safe,
Yeah.
and trust in someone else to catch you, which having trust and faith is bigger than having fear. Fear is real. It is real. But trusting is bigger than fear. Okay, so we can do this activity by yourself. Some of us don't have partners. I do recommend that you have a partner for it. It is a lot better. So you can do this on your own. You need like a bed or a big couch. And you gotta look around to make sure you're not gonna smuck your head on a wall or a coffee table or something. Okay. So Harmony is going to do a trust fall for you guys. She's going to stand up. She's going to put her legs right up against the edge of the bed here. So I'm going to take my little camera stand off. Oh my goodness. Okay. She's going to cross her arms across her chest. Across her chest. Nice. And without sitting down, she's going to fall right back onto her bed. We're going to do a countdown. Are you ready, Harm? 3, 2, 1. Boom. So she sat a little bit, which is totally fine, and it's hard because the leveling on her legs kind of makes her sit. But you can try it in lots of different ways, and you'll notice that it gets more and more comfortable. Okay, so now we're going to show doing a trust fall as a pair. Okay, this is actually a little bit scarier. You might have a little bit more fear because you have to trust that someone's going to catch you. Okay, you can trust that the bed is there. You can see the bed doesn't move. You can trust that. So now she's got to trust me. Okay, I'll put my little camera back in its spot. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay, we got to back up here. Now I'm going to go on my knees for this. And Harmony is going to stand, okay? So Harm is standing at least arm's length away, okay? Again, she's going to cross her arms over her chest, like that. And that way, the reason why we do that is that sometimes, stop, not yet, I'll tell you when, is that when we go to catch ourselves, we put our arms back and you can actually really hurt your wrists and stuff. Okay, so Harm's going to stand here. And we're going to do a countdown, and she's going to go into my arms. Okay? Hold yourself up, please. Hold yourself up, please. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Yay! She trusted me. So this is a great activity to understand trust with people and overcoming our fears. And it's lots of fun. You can do it solo. Just watch out for things around you. And if you can do it with a grown-up, that's wonderful. Do it with a sibling, that's wonderful. But yeah, that's our activity for trust over fear.
There's lots of things you can do to help you kind of focus on things a little bit, right? So you can do some exercises and some things like what we'll have a game or two later too to show you how you can release some stress and things, especially when you're scared. But also you can just, breathe. And that's what we're going to do next is we want you to take a big deep breath and just relax. And we're going to do, each day, we're going to do something from Breathe Like a Bear, which is an awesome book, which has a whole bunch of things in it, different ways that you can breathe and think, and things that help you relax. They help you get energized. They help you stay focused on things. Today's is a little bit about, well, kind of relaxing. Well, it's kind of like getting energized and then a little bit of relaxing, actually, because it's a rainstorm.
Rainstorm. Uh-oh, I think it might rain. Rub your hands together to make the sound of the wind picking up. Now tap your hands slowly on your lap. It's starting to rain. Get faster and faster. Now it's pouring. We're gonna get soaked. There's lightning. Clap your hands up high. Stomp your feet for thunder. Lightning, clap your hands up high. Thunder, stomp your feet. Tap those hands on your lap again. It's really raining. Now start to slow them down. I think the rain might be stopping. Rub your hands together to make the sound of the wind. Slow it down. Slow it down. And stop. Everything is still and quiet.
Are you feeling still and quiet? Isn't it funny how after a real rainstorm, it's like that, right? Everything is calm and relaxed and quiet. And that's a great space to be in for a story. So we're going to tell a story each day that's about our theme, and it's a story about Jesus and his friends. And each of these stories comes from this awesome big instruction book for loving everyone, the Bible. But we like to call it the big instruction book for loving everyone because that's really what it's all about. It's learning how to love each other. And so I'm going to read you a story from the big instruction book for loving everyone. And apparently I have help.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, awesome. When Jesus was just starting out, he was busy. He was a really busy guy. He wanted to help people and tell them about God and make the world a better place for everyone. And well, that was a lot. That was a lot of work because the world was big and busy and it was full of very different people. So Jesus thought he'd find some helpers, a few friends that could learn how to be like him and could show others too.
Yeah.
It's always good to have helpers.
Yeah.
The more people who love like I do, thought Jesus, the better place the world's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But that was easier said than done. People were busy with their own things, it seemed, and Jesus was having trouble finding anyone who was willing to just drop what they were doing and come with him. He even made a poster.
What?
"Come with me and I will show you a better life," it said in big friendly letters. And then at the bottom, in very much smaller print, it said, "You won't get paid except with love. You won't get fed except with what anyone gives you. You won't know where we're going next and you'll have to walk everywhere. And bonus, you get to sleep outside on the ground." Who wouldn't want that kind of adventure, he'd say to people. Well, lots of them, it turned out. "I'm afraid," said Jesus to himself one day, "this might be harder than I thought." I'm afraid. I'm afraid. Isn't it funny, Jesus thought, how people can sometimes be so afraid of what they don't know? And there's so much in the world today that we don't know or understand. If only they were willing to find out.
Yep.
And then one day, Jesus met some people who were fishing. "Hey," said Jesus to them, "would you like to follow me and join my team? I'm helping people love each other and make the world a better place." They didn't even look up. They were busy with their fishing nets in their boats. Oh, that's a hard no to that," said one of them finally. We saw your poster. You don't even know where you're going. And we fish for a living. I'm afraid that's not the life for us. So, you're afraid too? Said Jesus. What? No, we're not scared, huffed one of the fishermen, and they all dropped what they were doing and gathered around, looking as tough as they could. Yeah, said another. We've been at sea in a storm, and we've fought sharks and pirates. There were shouts of agreement and even one "arr" from a pirate that had joined them.
Arg.
We weren't afraid of anything, said another, and there were grunts and snorts of agreement all round. But I don't get a snort of agreement? Thank you. Well, there was that one time, said a voice at the back. Everyone turned to look at John. There was that one time Simon thought he saw a snake. He looked right at Simon. You were really scared. You were shaking and almost jumped out of your boat right into the water. Everyone laughed, and Simon turned a little bit red. But I really thought it was a snake. Snakes are really scary. His friends laughed some more. Why is everyone laughing? Asked Jesus. Snakes can be really scary. Simon sighed. It wasn't really a snake. It was a piece of rope in the shadow in the end of the boat. Everyone laughed again. But you thought it was a snake, said Jesus. That must have been scary. Everyone stopped laughing and looked at Jesus. They were a little surprised he didn't seem to think it was as funny as they did. Oh, I'm sure it's funny now. I'm sure it's funny now, said Jesus. I guess. But I bet it wasn't when you thought it was a real snake, was it, Simon? You were scared, and you should be. But then what did you do? Did you jump out of the boat? No, said Simon, slowly, not really understanding where Jesus was going with this. I thought it was a snake, and I was shaking a bit, and I was really scared, but I needed to be sure. So I got a little closer, and I moved to a spot where I could see better, and then I poked it with a long stick. That's when I realized it wasn't a snake.
Whew.
Okay, said Jesus. So you were scared, but you didn't run away or jump out of the boat. You tried to see if you could find out more, to see if it was really a snake and what you could do about it. Maybe it wasn't going to be so scary after all. Yeah, said James, those boat ropes can really bite. And everyone laughed again. Okay, said Jesus, and he chuckled a bit with them. But listen, when there's a storm out at sea, I bet you guys are all a little scared. But you know what you're doing out there. So you get through it as best as you can. And they all nodded. When you've accidentally caught a shark instead of a net full of fish, I bet you're scared about that. But you don't run away, do you? You learn how to deal with it. Right?
Yeah.
Again, nodding heads all around.
Yeah.
See, that's what I mean when I tell people they shouldn't be afraid. I don't mean you shouldn't be scared. I mean you shouldn't just run away or avoid it. Find out if it's really something you should be scared of. And if it is or it isn't, you'll know what you should do about that. Most importantly, remember that you're not doing that alone. God's right there with you because God loves you. Wait, said John. So you're saying that God's with me in the dark? And Andrew said, and when I see spiders? And the others all gathered round. When I hear loud noises, what about cats? I'm scared of cats. Clowns are pretty scary too. I'm scared of vegetables. Okay, said Jesus. I see. We're all scared of something, right? But when we remember we're not alone, maybe we can feel a little braver, a little more curious, and a little more willing to find out what to do next. There was a few nodding heads, and Jesus, remembering that God was with him, suddenly had a thought. Gonna make my head nod again? Yeah, okay.
Trying to make your head nod.
So Jesus had a thought, and he said to them, "Say, for just a minute, forget about my poster. And suppose I were to tell you that if you came with me, it would be just like fishing, only for people. So it'd be something you know." Some of them gave Jesus a little bit of a sideways look, just like that. "Yeah, if you came with me," said Jesus, "we'd be finding people, getting them hooked on loving each other, and then bringing them on board with God. How does that sound?" There were a few interested murmurs and a nodding head or two, and then Simon said, "So we don't need to be afraid. Even though we don't know where we're going or who we'll meet, because we already have a way into understanding it, and God's going to be with us because we're all loved by God." I get it. I get it. "That's it," cried Jesus.
Yay!
"Okay, I'm in," said Simon. "Us too," said Andrew, James, and John. "But no snakes, right, Jesus?" said Simon. "Sure," said Jesus. "Sure." Wherever we go, God goes with us. So we're never really alone. Even when we're scared or we don't know what's going to happen next, God is with us wherever we go. Wherever we go in life, wherever we go at any time, God is with us. So we got a great song that's all about going places with God. And so here's Trina, who's going to lead us in singing "One More Step Along the World I Go."
One more step along the world I go. One more step along the world I go. From the old things to the new. Keep me traveling along with you. And it's from the old I travel to the new. Keep me traveling along with you. Round the corner of the world I turn. More and more about the world I learn. All the new things that I see, you'll be looking at along with me. And it's from the old I travel to the new. Keep me traveling along with you. As I travel through the bad and good, keep me traveling the way I should. Where I see nowhere to go, you'll be telling me the way I know. And it's from the old I travel to the new. Keep me traveling along with you. Give me courage when the world is rough. Keep me loving where the world is tough. Leap and sing in all I do. Keep me traveling along with you. And it's from the old I travel to the new. Keep me traveling along with you. You are older than the world can be. You are younger than the life in me. Ever old and ever new. Keep me traveling along with you. And it's from the old I travel to the new. Keep me traveling along with you.
Speaking of things that travel, today's craft actually covers a lot of ground. So we're going to show you what to do with today's craft. You might have a craft kit, or you might have the supply list that tells you what you need for this. And you need a couple of other things from home and stuff too. But the important thing here is to remember that this craft is all about you. Here it is.
Well, here we are in the craft kitchen. We chose to do our crafts in the kitchen, but you can do yours wherever you want. Today's craft in particular is a good idea to do in the kitchen because we're going to make a little bit of a mess. Right, so today's craft is all about fear and how love overpowers fear. So you're going to need, from your craft kit or your supply list, you're going to need your little jar. You're going to need this strip of paper. You're going to need your crayons, not your Friday crayons. Be sure you don't use your Friday crayons. You want these other crayons. You can also use your markers if you want, but crayons are best for this one. From home, you're going to need a couple of things today too. So you're going to need a tray. We found this one here in the kitchen, but any tray that's like kind of shallow, but it's got like an edge on it, right? And you're going to need some white vinegar.
White vinegar,
You're going to need some baking soda,
baking soda,
and you're going to need a little piece of tape.
one piece of tape.
One little piece of tape. So here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to draw on our strip of paper. And we're going to draw on our strip of paper things that we're afraid of, things that we're scared of. So, Lori, what do you think?
I'm going to draw a spider, but you can use words or you can draw. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what you do. Just something that I definitely don't love spiders. Although I'm trying to learn to live with.
You can also draw a scary face too if you want.
Yeah,
That's a good one too.
All right, so I'm going to
A
draw
spider.
a 8-legged spider.
Oh, good.
I am also afraid of war. I'm afraid of war. So I'm going to put that in big words. War.
You know what I'm afraid of?
What are you afraid of?
Snakes.
I'm going to do a snake right
Give me a
now.
snake, yeah.
And I'm going to
There's
give him
a
a slithery mouth, and he's
Oh,
all
scary snake.
scary. I'll
Actually, that
outline
looks
him.
like looks a little bit like a piece of rope, Lori. But scary snake, yes, excellent.
Anything
or
else?
beets.
Beets.
Yeah, who isn't scared of beets,
I'm going to put
right?
beets in a word,
Yeah,
because I'm not great at drawing beets.
excellent. Okay,
So,
so there's your strip
Spider,
of paper.
war, snake, beets.
Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put that strip of paper around the jar. So take the lid off your jar, and we can put that aside because we don't need that today. So here's your jar. We're going to take our strip of paper. We're going to wrap it around the bottom of the jar here, and there's your piece of paper.
Use our piece of tape.
Holding it there. This is you. The jar is you. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to pour a little bit of baking soda in the bottom. And the baking soda
It's about
is
a quarter of a cup.
the baking soda is fear. So there's about a quarter cup of fear in there.
And this represents?
And this, the tray represents the world. So this is you. We got some fear in there, and this is the world. And this, well, white vinegar, this is love. So Lori's gonna pour, you pour the
Or a
love
little
here.
bit of love.
Lori's gonna pour some love in there, and watch what happens.
Watch what happens. It's pretty cool. It's bubbling, 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 and woo! Keep bubbling in.
Keep pouring there, Lori.
Till it comes. Whoa, cool.
And your fear bubbles out all over the place.
Yeah.
See, what happens is the love pushes the fear away and tries to get it out. That's what love does. Let's pour a little
A little
more.
more in?
Put a little more love in there.
Let's put a little more love in. A little more love in ourselves out to the world.
See, the thing is, when it finishes bubbling, you'll be able to see that there's still more fear in there still, because fear never really goes away. It's kind of always there, but so's love. And love can overpower fear and push it away, and there you are. Today's craft, not only a craft, but a scientific experiment, Lori.
Whoa, whoa.
There we go. Good job. High five.
Have a great day.
Thanks.
Well, that was fun. That was fun. Just a little reminder, too, by the way, you're going to need that jar again later in the week because you're going to turn it into something amazingly beautiful on Thursday with Thursday's craft as well. And also just a reminder that you can watch this at any time. This is where we're doing this live right now, but you'll be able to find this again later on our YouTube channel, which is Rise in Spirit Ministry. If you look on YouTube, we have a channel, and you'll find it posted there. You'll also find it as a Facebook Live, too. So you'll be able to find it again. And if you have any trouble with that, don't hesitate to message us and ask, and we'll send you a link. But you'll be able to find it again, so you can do this craft or any of the crafts anytime you want. You can also follow us with the breathing exercises or the games or any of that other stuff whenever you want. You'll be able to find us. Speaking of YouTube, we found some really awesome little videos on CBC Kids, which we highly recommend. And one of them was a series of conversations with kids about important stuff. So here is CBC Kids, conversation with kids about fear. I did not know that. I thought I could go to the bathroom whenever I want. Now I'm scared. But I'll get over it. So in your kit this week, or your supply list, you probably noticed that there's a bunch of cups. A bunch of red cups, and there's one teal-colored cup. And you're probably wondering what we're doing with those. And you might have been thinking drinking out of them, but you can. But we also thought we'd do some games. And so each day we're going to show you a game that you can do with those cups. And you also, I think you have a ping pong ball and a balloon too. But today, we're just going to use the cups and to show you a really cool activity, fun thing to do with this. And you know what? It can be just to have fun. It could be, like, we call it a stress buster. Because sometimes, you know, when things get tough, you just want to do something for fun. But that's the thing. Have fun with it. And you can play by yourself, some of these, or you can play with friends. But here's Emily and Lori and Bryn, and they're going to show you a cool game you can play.
Welcome to the competition kitchen. Yeah. So in your kit, you also had some things for what we're calling our Stress Buster activity, and that is a pile of cups, a bunch are red, one is, let's say, teal. And there should also be a balloon in your kit somewhere, and also a ping pong ball. And each day we're going to do a different kind of game with these things. And for today, you're just going to need the cups that are all red. And so if you set aside the other things, and you're going to need your blue balloon. Apparently I cannot say words. Balloon. Yes, okay. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to unstack our red solo cups and line them up.
All right. You might as well get them to the edge.
We're going to line them up this way in front of you. Excellent. And obviously,
you know what? We maybe won't use.
Don't throw them around, Lori.
We don't have room for them.
You don't have enough
Maybe
room?
we do. How many do you guys have?
You obviously need lots of room.
I've removed two.
Okay. And what you're going to do
You
is
can use them all, though.
you're going to blow up your balloon, and then you're going to use the air from the balloon to blow the cups off the counter or the table one at a time and see who can do that the fastest. Now you might find, if you have really great control, that you can do that all with one balloon, or you might have to refill your balloon at some point. Are you ready, contestants?
I
am.
Oh man. Okay.
Are you ready? And go! Our winner today. Emily came a close second, and I'm so sorry.
That was I did not win.
I'm sorry. But this is a fun game you can play either by yourself or you can play it with other people, or you could take turns doing it and make it a little bit of a competition, but a little something to keep you busy.
Well, that was fun. And remember, a lot of the stuff that we're showing you today, like the craft and the games and the breathing thing, all that stuff, you can do whenever you want and just have fun with it. So that's our stuff for today. And I just wanted to share a word of thanks to Lori and to Graham for helping me, and
Graham.
Cowgirl Claire too.
Yeah.
For making sure today was fun. Perfect,
Fun.
yeah, perfect fun.
Perfect day.
That's awesome. And thanks to everybody who was part of the videos today too. And thank you. So if you would like to, we'd really appreciate it if any of your crafts or if playing the games or anything like that, if you'd like to take a picture or do a little video of that and post it on any of our Facebook pages, we would love that so much. We'd love to see what you're doing with it. And you can post that to any of the pages, whichever one you connect with. There's a page for 6 Ways from Sunday. There's a page for Bashaw United Church, Pinoak United Church, and St. Mary's Anglican Church. Any of those, we'd love it if you posted a picture or even a comment, anything like that. That'd be so awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're gonna close today with a song. The song's called "Make a Joyful Noise," and it's a song that's actually about. It says about coming into God's presence, and we often might sing that in church at the beginning of church because we're coming into church. But the thing is, God is wherever you are. And so wherever you go, God goes with you. So even just going outside, make a joyful noise.
Make a joyful
Thanks for
noise.
joining us.